Welcome to the wonderful world of dodgy movies and TV. I'm your host, movie and TV Mistress. And as it's Jeffuary, yeah, I'm still going with that. And if the vegans are still going with vegan annuary, which sounds like it can give you an aneurysm, I'm going to go with Jeffuary. So this week I'm reviewing the Doctor Strange movie. Kind of. I'm reviewing a 1992 Jeffery Combs starring film called Dr Mordrid. Originally, it was meant to be a Doctor Strange movie, strangely. Anyway, so there's this couple of brothers, they're the band brothers or young band, and they'd optioned the rights to make a Marvel movie, Doctor Strange. And then something went wrong and they lost the rights, but they still had this script. So they decided to rework the script a little bit and change the name of the mystical, magical man from Doctor Strange to Dr Mordrid. And we have this film.
In a Manhattan apartment, Dr. M. Tom Mordrid has stood guard between our world and the dark dimensions. Now, after centuries of waiting, evil's ultimate warrior has arrived.
Cabal is a demon who uses mortals to do his bidding.
What difference does it make if I want this dying planet?
A sorcerer is not a god. It would be beyond the apocalypse.
Our powers can be amusing.
This man's gotta die!
Dr. Mordrid, master of the unknown.
Yeah, so there's the trailer. So it's pretty much Doctor Strange. We have, he's not a doctor, but he's a professor of magical stuff. He lives in a house or an apartment. Yeah, it's Doctor Strange, it's just that he lives in an apartment building and he's the landlord, but they don't know he's a landlord, and he does magical stuff and freezes people with his ring. Sure. Well, actually, it isn't a ring, it's a necklace. Anyway, sorry, it is a necklace, just like Doctor Strange. Strange that. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't a ring. Anyway, Jeffery Combs has to defeat the bad guy who has escaped from like some mystical prison, kind of like Superman too, and is played by a guy that happens to appear in a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, because he's the guy that he stole the clothes from in the first Terminator film. So his name's Brian Thompson, and if you do watch any Arnie movie, you will see him somewhere in the background, because he's big, blonde, and he looks stupid.
Bad guy in Cobra.
There you go. So he's the bad guy. He's got some lines in this one, which makes a change. And he's actually quite a decent bad guy. The special effects aren't awful. The story feels like an episode of a 90s superhero show like Lois and Clark or The Flash. It feels like it could have been a pilot, kind of like the Doctor Strange film that was technically a pilot back in the late 70s. Yeah, they've tried to do Doctor Strange a couple of times. Until Marvel and Disney got together, I guess you couldn't do that properly. Plus, it always feels like you're having an LSD trip whenever they go into the mystical realms. Anyway, the downside is you don't have Jessica Walter's lovely looks and stuff from the original Doctor Strange. Plus, you know, she's not shouting Archer a lot, so that makes a change. Jeffery Combs actually does a very good job as a leading man. Now, I know technically he's been a leading man in Reanimator, but he's a weird leading man. My first introduction to Jeffery Combs was not Reanimator. I was a Michael J. Fox fan, so I went and saw Frighteners, and then I learned about Jeffery Combs, and then went back to his back catalogue and went, yeah, he's fucking weird. And then realised I had actually seen him in a movie, not as Herbert West, but as Herbert East. and that was Guy Who Mutronics with Mark Hamill, when I was going through my Mark Hamill phase. And that's weird too. Jeffery Combs, I want him to do well. I want him to be a good, handsome leading man, and he has that element of, but there's still part of me just thinking he's going to rip his shirt open.
My body is a roadmap of pain.
You know, it just, I don't know if I want to see him rip his shirt off. And
you're saying he's disturbing.
He is disturbing, and he belongs in H.P. Lovecraft films.
Yes.
And Star Trek. He's many aliens in Star Trek.
Yes.
Including Andorians. I like Jeffery Combs. He deserves to do a movie with Bruce Campbell at some point. Why has that not happened? I don't know, but they have done it in the comic book form, and it needs to be made into a live action movie so that people can see Jeffery Combs and Bruce Campbell kick ass against reanimated deadites. Would I recommend Dr Mordrid? Actually, as a movie on its own right, not connected to Marvel or anything like that, it's actually not a bad film. It's not a good film either. It's just okay. It does a good job with what they had. It does a good job with special effects. The fight between the skeletal dinosaurs in the museum at the end is pretty good. So for a low budget, Doctor Strange want-to-be film, because it was meant to be a Doctor Strange film, it's not bad. And Jeffery Combs does a very good job of being the leading man, and it does feel like it's left open for a series. Sadly, that never happened. The same with the original Doctor Strange, and it's one of the rare occasions that he has a love interest that actually finds him attractive and wants to be with him. Yay! So if you do like Doctor Strange or you like Jeffery Combs, check it out. Next week will be another Jeffery month film, so tune in next week. And remember what I always say, there's a lot of dodgy films out there. And hit that subscribe button for me, please. And when you hit the subscribe button, there'll be a bell over here, so if you ring that, that will notify you when I upload. And if you comment down below on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all links in the description, I will get back to you. So thank you very much for watching, and tune in next week. Bye!